If you're doing this every single day, you could be quietly pushing your blood sugar into a danger zone, and you don't even realize it. Not tomorrow, not years from now, right now. Your body has been sending you signals, small ones at first. That weird afternoon crash, the sudden cravings you can't explain. Feeling tired even after a full night's sleep, you've probably brushed them off, blamed stress, age, or just a busy life. But what if those aren't random? What if they're early warning signs? Here's the part most people miss. Blood sugar problems don't start with diabetes. They start silently, slowly. And by the time most people take it seriously, the damage is already done. And no, it's not just about sugar. That's the biggest misconception, because some of the things you believe are healthy might actually be making it worse. The breakfast you eat every morning, the snacks you grab without thinking, even what you do right after meals, something that feels completely normal, could be working against your body. And this is where it gets uncomfortable, because you might be doing everything you've been told is right, and still heading in the wrong direction. But wait, this changes everything. There's a window, a critical point where your body is still flexible, still responsive, still capable of turning things around. Miss it, and the road gets much harder. Catch it early, and you can shift everything. In this video, you're going to see what's really happening inside your body, why your blood sugar might already be off balance, even if your tests look normal, and most importantly, what you can start doing immediately to take back control before it's too late. Because once you understand this, you won't look at your daily habits the same way again. You don't wake up one day with a blood sugar problem. It builds quietly, layer by layer, choice by choice. And the scariest part? You can feel completely fine while it's happening. That's why so many people in the US, UK, Canada, and Australia are walking around right now with unstable blood sugar without ever being diagnosed. You might even be one of them. Think about your normal day. You wake up, maybe grab something quick, cereal, toast, a smoothie. It feels harmless, maybe even healthy. A couple hours later, you feel that dip. You get hungry again. Maybe a coffee, maybe something sweet. By afternoon, your energy crashes. You push through it. By evening, you're drained, but somehow still craving snacks. Sound familiar? Here's what most people don't realize. That cycle isn't random. It's your blood sugar rising and falling like a roller coaster. And every spike, every crash, is putting stress on your body behind the scenes. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is how normal it's become. You've probably been told, as long as you're not diabetic, you're fine. But that's a dangerous oversimplification, because long before any diagnosis, your body starts losing its ability to handle sugar efficiently. And this is where things start to shift in ways you might not notice at first. Your metabolism slows down. Fat starts to stick around, especially around your belly. Your focus gets foggy. Your mood becomes unpredictable. And over time, your risk for serious conditions quietly increases. It doesn't happen overnight. That's why it's so easy to ignore. But here's the truth most people never hear. You don't need to wait for a diagnosis to fix this. In fact, the earlier you act, the easier it is to turn things around. And coming up, you're going to see the subtle mistakes that are quietly pushing your blood sugar in the wrong direction. Mistakes that feel completely normal, but change everything once you notice them. Section 1. The healthy morning mistake that starts the damage. Most blood sugar problems don't begin at night. They begin in the first 60 minutes after you wake up. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. The breakfast you think is helping you might actually be the very thing pushing your blood sugar out of control. Think about this. A bowl of cereal, whole grain toast, a banana smoothie, maybe even orange juice. It looks clean, feels light, it's quick, and it's been marketed as healthy your entire life. But here's what your body sees. A sudden flood of fast, digesting carbohydrates. And that creates a spike. Now, your body isn't stupid. It reacts fast. It releases insulin to pull that sugar out of your bloodstream. But here's the twist. When that spike is too fast, the drop that follows is just as aggressive. And that's when you feel it. That mid-morning crash, the brain fog, the sudden hunger that feels almost urgent. You've probably noticed this before, but never connected it. And this is where things go wrong. Because what do most people do next? They eat again, another snack, another coffee, something sugary or processed to fix the low energy. But that doesn't fix it. It restarts the cycle. Spike, crash, craving, repeat. Now here's what most people don't realize. This pattern trains your body to depend on constant sugar. Over time, your cells become less responsive to insulin. That's when things start shifting toward insulin resistance. And once that begins, your body has to work harder and harder just to keep things stable. But wait, this changes everything. Because the issue isn't just what you eat, it's how you start your day. Let's make this real. Imagine two people. Person A wakes up and eats sugary cereal with juice. Within an hour, their blood sugar spikes, crashes, and they're already looking for their next fix. Person B eats eggs, maybe some avocado, maybe a little protein with fiber. No spike, no crash. Steady energy, same calories? Sometimes, yes. Completely different outcome? Absolutely. And this is the part no one talks about. It's not about eating less. It's about controlling the speed at which sugar enters your bloodstream. Because once you control that, everything starts to stabilize. Energy, hunger, even fat storage. But that's not the real problem. Because even if you fix your breakfast, there's something else you might be doing all day long that quietly makes things worse. And it's something almost everyone does without thinking. Section 2. The constant snacking trap that keeps your body stuck. You've been told eating every few hours is good for you. Keep your metabolism active. Don't let yourself get too hungry. Snack smart. Sounds reasonable, right? But here's the truth. Constant snacking might be one of the biggest reasons your blood sugar never gets a chance to stabilize. And this is where things get interesting. Every time you eat, even something small, your blood sugar rises. That means insulin gets released. Now insulin has one main job: move sugar out of your blood and into your cells. But insulin also does something else. It tells your body to stop burning fat. So if you're eating every 2-3 hours, your body is almost always in storage mode, not recovery mode, not fat burning mode, not balance mode, storage mode. Now think about your typical day again. Breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, coffee with sugar, maybe something small before dinner. That's not 3 meals. That's 6 or 7 insulin spikes. And over time, your body never gets a break. Here's what most people don't realize. Your system needs gaps between meals to reset. Without those gaps, insulin stays elevated longer than it should. And this is where things slowly shift toward resistance. Your cells stop responding as well. Your body produces more insulin to compensate. And now you're in a loop. More insulin, less sensitivity, more insulin needed. It gets worse if you ignore this. Because eventually, your body starts storing more fat, especially around your abdomen. And that belly fat? It's not just about appearance. It's metabolically active. It actually contributes to worsening insulin resistance. Now here's the twist. Not all snacks are equal. Some cause massive spikes. Others barely move your blood sugar. But even healthy snacks, nuts, granola bars, smoothies, still trigger insulin. And if you're constantly eating them, the effect adds up. Let's make this real. You eat a granola bar at 11 a.m. It seems harmless, but it spikes your blood sugar just enough to trigger insulin. Now your lunch at 1 p.m. comes in before your body has fully stabilized. Then another snack at 3 p.m., and the cycle continues. By the end of the day, your body hasn't had a single break. And this is where most people go wrong. They focus on what they eat, but ignore how often. But wait, this changes everything. Because simply creating space between meals can dramatically improve how your body handles sugar. Not extreme fasting. Not starving yourself. just giving your body time to reset. But here's the part no one expects. Even if you fix your meals and fix your snacking, there's something you might be doing right after eating that's quietly making everything worse. And it feels completely normal. Section 3. What you do after eating is quietly making it worse. Most people finish a meal and sit down. Maybe you check your phone, watch TV, get back to work. It feels harmless, normal, even deserved. But this one habit, right after eating, might be one of the fastest ways to spike your blood sugar higher than it needs to go. Here's why. When you eat, glucose enters your bloodstream. Your body has two main ways to handle it. Insulin moves it into cells. Your muscles use it for energy. Now, here's the key detail. Your muscles only pull in glucose efficiently when they're active. If you're sitting still, your body relies almost entirely on insulin. That means higher spikes, more insulin, bigger crashes later. But if you move, even a little, everything changes. Your muscles start absorbing glucose directly. Less stress on insulin, lower spikes, better control. And this is the part most people never hear. You don't need intense workouts. A simple 10-15-minute walk after meals can make a measurable difference. Now let's make this real. Two people eat the exact same meal. Person A sits on the couch afterward. Person B takes a light walk. Same food, same calories, but person B experiences a significantly lower blood sugar spike. Why? Because their body is using the glucose instead of storing it. And this is where things go wrong for most people. They think exercise only matters if it's intense. But when it comes to blood sugar, timing matters just as much as intensity. It gets worse if you ignore this, because repeated high spikes after meals train your body into that same damaging cycle. Spike, insulin surge, crash, craving. Over time, this becomes your baseline, and you start thinking it's normal to feel tired after eating. It's not. It's a signal. But here's the twist. Even if you start moving after meals, there's still one hidden factor that can quietly sabotage everything, and it's something most people never even think about. Section 4. The hidden stress factor that's quietly raising your blood sugar. You can eat perfectly. You can space your meals. You can walk after eating. And still, your blood sugar might stay higher than it should. Why? Because of something you can't see, but feel every day. Stress. Now, this is where it gets deeper. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol. Cortisol's job is simple. Prepare you for danger. And to do that, it raises your blood sugar. Why? Because your body thinks you need quick energy to survive. But here's the problem. Most of your stress isn't physical danger. It's emails, deadlines, financial pressure, lack of sleep. But your body reacts the same way. So even if you haven't eaten, your blood sugar can rise. Now combine that with poor eating habits, and it compounds. Here's what most people don't realize. Chronic stress can make your body more resistant to insulin. That means even normal meals create bigger spikes. And this is where things quietly spiral. You might blame your diet, but your stress is amplifying everything. Let's make this real. You've probably had days where you ate the same foods but felt completely different. One day, you're fine. Another day, you feel tired, bloated, craving sugar. The difference? Stress levels, sleep quality, mental state. And this is the part no one talks about. Your body doesn't separate physical health from mental stress. It's all connected. It gets worse if you ignore this. Because long-term elevated cortisol not only affects blood sugar, it also impacts fat storage, especially around your midsection. It affects your sleep, which then affects your blood sugar again. Now you're in a loop. Stress, high blood sugar, poor sleep, more stress. But wait, this changes everything. Because managing blood sugar isn't just about food. It's about your entire lifestyle. Your sleep, your stress, your movement, your patterns. And once you understand that, you stop chasing quick fixes and start fixing the root. So here's the truth most people never hear. Fixing your blood sugar isn't about one perfect diet or cutting out everything you enjoy. It's about breaking the patterns that have been quietly working against you every single day. Because now you can see it clearly. It starts in the morning. How you fuel your body sets the tone. Then, it builds with constant snacking, never giving your system a chance to reset. It gets amplified by what you do after meals, either helping your body or forcing it to struggle. And in the background, stress keeps pushing everything higher, even when you think you're doing everything right. Individually, these seem small, but together, they shape your blood sugar every single day. And this is where everything shifts. Because you don't need extreme changes. You need simple, intentional ones. Start your day with protein and fiber. Give your body space between meals. Move, even just a little, after eating. And take your stress seriously. Not perfectly, just consistently. That's it. Do this, and your body can start responding again. Energy stabilizes. Cravings ease. That constant up and down feeling begins to level out. And most importantly, you're no longer waiting for a problem to appear. You're stopping it before it gets there. Because the earlier you act, the easier it is to take back control. If this made you pause and think about your own daily habits, that's a good sign. It means you're starting to notice what most people ignore. You don't have to change everything overnight. Just start small. Stay consistent. Your body pays attention to that. And if you want more simple, real-world insights like this, the kind that actually make a difference, consider subscribing and staying connected.